When you embark on a self-improvement journey, almost everybody's first instinct is to make a to-do list. And for the most part, everybody's to-do list is the same thing. Wake up at 6 a.m., meditate, go to the gym, read, journal, go to work, come home, do something online to make additional income, eat clean food, and try to fall asleep by 10 p.m. so you can continue to wake up early. And although these are all great things to do and something you should absolutely be doing if your realistic goal is to improve yourself, what nobody talks about is making a to-don't list. You might be thinking, Danny, what is a to-don't list? It is exactly what it sounds like. What you shouldn't be doing if you want to reach your goals. These things are actually far more important than the do's. For the simple reason being, if you can avoid the don'ts, it is almost inevitably going to force you to end up doing the do's. But realistically, just remember, every winner and every loser has the same goals in mind. Everybody wants to be a millionaire. Everybody wants to have the six-pack. Everybody wants to get all the girls, all the respect from the guys, have location freedom, be able to work online, all the status. Everybody has the same goals. It really comes down to what you do and, more importantly, what you don't do. So how do you exactly formulate a to-don't list? You probably already have an idea in mind of bad habits you should be avoiding, but this is realistically a 5-step process, and I'm going to give you 2 examples. Let's say your goal is to lose some weight. You've already established the goal, and for your to-do list, you already know what it is. Go to the gym and eat healthy. It's that simple. Everybody knows this, but it's actually carrying through with the action, which is difficult. But what's far more important than those 2 things is focus on the don'ts. Realistically, don't eat junk food. Don't skip the gym. Don't half-ass your workouts. Don't neglect your sleep quality. And even though this is obviously easier said than done, if you realistically don't eat unhealthy, you only have one choice, and that is to eat healthy. If you don't half-ass your workouts, you only have one other choice, and that is to go all in on your workouts. If you don't skip the gym, your only other option is to go to the gym. And if you don't neglect your sleep quality, your only other option is to sleep properly at night and recover. Now you might be thinking to yourself, Danny, this is obvious, but how do I actually carry through with this action? And that is the next step on the list, and that is talking about the hows. How do I not eat junk food? Well, the answer to that is pretty simple. Don't buy the junk food. When your friends ask you to go to B-dubs to watch the football games, tell them no, because you're trying to lose weight and you're trying to eat healthy. Stop surrounding yourself by unhealthy people. If you're thinking in your head, how do I not skip the gym? There's only one answer to that, and that is to force yourself to go to the gym until it becomes enough of a routine and enough of a habit to where you don't even have to think about it, and it becomes really, really easy. Realistically, with going to the gym, the first 2 weeks to a month are going to be absolute hell, but after that, it is legitimately harder to actually skip the gym than end up going to the gym. So now you've assessed your final goal in mind, your do, your don't, your how, and what is the last one, and that is why. The why is essentially a reminder of why to not quit. Why are you going to the gym? Everybody probably has the same goal: to build a good physique, to build better confidence, to build better health, more attraction from girls, more respect from men. Maybe you want to become stronger and more athletic for a sport you're playing in high school or college. I think it's absolutely awesome to actually make a to-do list of the certain goals you want to do, but realistically, what you don't do is far more important than what you actually end up doing to reach your goals. Even if you're going to the gym, if you're eating like shit, sleeping like shit, and half-assing your workouts, you might make very minimal progress, but you're never going to get to where you actually want to be to, and you're going to end up crashing and burning. The next example I'm going to give you, let's say your goal is to save some money. Well, you already know what your to-do is, and that's to spend less money, but what is your don't? Your don't is that you don't need to buy a new pair of shoes every week. You don't need to always buy the new video game or the new item in the item shops. You don't need to go to the bar every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and spend $100 on drinks and $30 additional on an Uber, and maybe an extra $20 because you're buying your crush a couple extra drinks as well. Your don'ts for saving money is pretty much as simple as it sounds, and don't buy shit you don't need. Try to stay on as tight as a budget as possible. Nextly is the how. How do I stop spending money? The answer to this is as simple as it gets, but it's also one of the hardest things to do in your life, and that is to simply start saying no more often. The word no is the most powerful thing in the world, and the difference between a successful person and a mega successful person is how often you could say no to things. Say no to going out to the bars. Say no to buying clothes you don't need. Say no to going to a different sporting event or a different concert or festival every other week, because that's realistically going to be over $300 almost every time you do it. Instead of focusing on buying all the flashy jewelry and all the stupid shit that you don't need, try to realistically challenge yourself to spend as little as money as possible. It honestly becomes like a fun little game, and a lot of people misconstrue this for being cheap. It's not being cheap, it's realistically telling yourself, you know what, I don't need to spend $100 a week because my friends want to go out to eat. I don't need to spend the extra $200 a week just because I want to buy the new shoes that all the other kids are wearing. I don't need to spend $350 to go to this basketball game because I can already make do with what I have. And by all means, have your fun sometimes, go to your thing sometimes, but try to limit it to when you feel like you genuinely need it and you've had a phase where you've been working for a long time, or just simply try to make do with what you have and try to be balling out on a budget. I promise you it goes a long way and stacks up before you even realize it. And lastly, for saving money is the why, and this should go without saying. Why you want to save money is so you have more of it, so you could actually spend it on useful things. Maybe you want to invest it, maybe you want to start a business, maybe you want to invest in yourself by buying some books or buying a gym membership and buying some healthier, more nutritional food to eat. Keep in mind, the why of these lists is pretty much the final goal in mind to keep yourself motivated and or disciplined. My final step to you is to take action. Genuinely whip out a piece of paper, type it out on your phone or laptop, it doesn't matter, and try to make a to-don't list. I promise you it's going to end up being 10 times longer than your actual to-do list. Don't surround myself with bad people. Don't skip the gym. Don't eat unhealthy. Don't whack off just because I'm bored. Don't scroll through TikTok for 8 hours a day. Don't scroll through Instagram for the extra hour a day. Don't play Xbox for 5 hours a day. Don't say yes just because I feel pressure to go to a social event. Don't spend the extra $300 every weekend on the drinks just because my crush wants one. These are much harder to do than the actual tasks you're setting in mind. And I promise you, if you start living your life with the no mindset and the to-don't mindset, your productivity will quite literally quadruple. I only implemented this into my life about a couple months ago, and I have quite literally gotten more done in these last few months than I honestly have my entire life living on this earth. If this video helped you, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. And just remember, if you think nobody believes in you, I am always watching, and I do.